to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Called the meeting to order at 6:01, Kelly.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Covert.
Here.
Oh, Diaz.
Here.
Crowner.
Here.
Lees. Here. Newberry. Here.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor?
Who made the motion? I'm sorry. Teresa.
Teresa did, yeah. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And now I would, motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, 7 items.
So moved.
Second. Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay. I just have one thing to make.
Okay.
Give me a minute, I gotta get up to the meeting. They would have done that then. On the minutes for July 1st, we need to make a correction.
I changed that, Teresa.
Did you? I don't, let me look, because the last time I looked, it wasn't changed. It's not amended here on this.
On the posted?
Amended the section where Teresa mentioned that the changes were not made to the previous ordinance on chickens. I said she wasn't happy with the changes. She wanted it to say that they were not made.
She quoted me as saying Lee's wasn't satisfied with the clarifications made the following the June 17th meeting, but the changes were never made, and that was my reason to table the motion.
Okay.
So with that amended, I can vote.
You can vote. Okay, well, in that case, if that's an amendment that you're entertaining, I would need to have a second to your amendment. Or we could pass it over. Because I have,
I didn't make a motion.
you didn't make a motion?
I didn't make a motion for that.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't make
She
a
just
motion.
voted against it, but
Just voted
it
against it.
still
Well, in that
passed.
case, I guess we go ahead and, it passes without the amendment, because I'd called for a voice vote on that. With that, I'll go to the city administrator.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attended the Iowa Ammunition Plant groundbreaking for their future artillery complex today. Good event, great attendance out there, so $1.6 billion project for the region. And excited to see it finally break ground out there today. So congratulations to everyone involved. Zoning, we're hoping to bring that back to planning and zoning in August and back to council in September. We meet next week, hopefully to finalize and wrap things up on that. I'll be bringing an urban renewal plan amendment back to council. I have a meeting with bond council next week. So subsequent to that, to address a few new projects and then a couple items that need to be added based on the TIF Geo Bond. REAP grant, we're submitting the maximum $75,000 for the REAP grant for the Trailhead project as well. There'll be a resolution on the 5th, I believe, unless it needs to be done sooner, for council action on that. I need to tweak the application a little bit, working with Jared on that as well. We meet with the conservation, the REAP, local REAP board, county conservation group next Friday, I believe. Art, if you walked in, you saw the art balls, or orbs, or however you want to call them. Check them out. They got WBs on them now, as well. The lights will be getting installed. We'll get those done, and we'll coordinate a lighting ceremony or ribbon cutting with the chamber, CVB, et cetera. So, good project. And EPA, we are going to need a revised letter based on the work and the recommendations from EDA to date from the city before our August 5th meeting. If possible, just a 5-minute meeting. Is everybody around next Thursday, by any chance? I was talking to Mike Norris before the meeting, see if we couldn't get it just hashed out. It'd simply be a revised letter to the original letter that council approved, just essentially updated numbers and funding commitment for that project. I was thinking just a morning, like 10 a.m., Mike was available, 5-minute meeting. Oh, you could call in. I wasn't thinking about that. If that would, you could just call in on the phone.
I can do that.
Yep, literally a 5-minute meeting for one letter approval.
At what time?
You'll be out of bed by 10, won't you?
11 maybe.
I mean, is there a better time that works? Noon did not work that day for Mike. Otherwise, I probably would have asked about noon.
You said Thursday, correct?
Next Thursday, 23rd,
What time?
10 a.m. if it works.
I'll set
Otherwise, we
my
can try to work
alarm.
something else out.
Okay. Hearing no objections, I guess we're okay with that.
That's all for tonight, Your Honor.
Okay. Chase, anything for Public Works?
We started doing a couple interviews this week for the open position, and had quite a few good applications come in. So, and then we're just working on Van Wees, replacing and fixing 6 water valves, and replaced a hydrant today. So that's what we did today and earlier this week, and we're hopefully going to finish it up tomorrow. So, and then we'll just be on cleanup. So that's all I got.
Thank you. Police, Jesse?
Police department, we've been doing interviews and testing for the open police officer position. It's just quite the process. And then I would just like to thank Shana Krogmeyer. She's resigning as the DESCOM director for the past 8 years of her service. She's moving on to a private company, and just wish and thank all of her hard work that she did for us when we were transitioning into our new software, and we're in the process of looking at hiring a new DESCOM director. And then the fire department, we started our ladder testing, our annual ladder testing. We get all of our ladders and equipment like that certified with an outside agency, and that started today and continue through tomorrow.
Thank you. As mentioned, I guess we do have a housing project that's broken ground, so, but is there anything else for, like, the building department?
Not today, Your Honor.
Kelly?
Nope, not tonight.
Finance? No? Move on to council reports. Kathy?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
I just want to thank the team for the bike races, starting with Ringo meeting me out there so early in the morning to set up the cones and the tape and the flags, and Greg for coming out early, and the help from everybody that's made it possible. It was another successful year, no injuries, and happy faces, and medals galore. Thank you for everybody's help.
Andy?
I didn't realize this was our first meeting after the 4th. Still catching up on sleep, I think. But no, just thank you to all staff and council members and all our big donators, First Mid, Bank and Trust, and Deary Brothers. We couldn't do it without them. And if you're out there listening, private donator, that was a heck of a fireworks show. So thank you very much, and thank you all for your hard work.
Thank you.
Ringo?
Thank you. I'd also like to tell everybody thank you very much for the assistance at the parade. Teresa kept everybody in line, and it was a hot, grueling day. But as many people we had out there, everybody was so polite and gracious, and there was no panic if somebody got in front of another person. And it just came together again. Chief Logan got us going right on time, and that takes a lot of heat off. The things like that. And our Corvette Club, and they're just awesome people. They come in there with nice vehicles and get everything lined up. And we had horses again this year, which was really pretty cool to have, the horses there, and we was able to keep them in a shaded area until the parade goes. So I do appreciate it. Chase had things going for us too, so thank you very much.
Nothing tonight. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to also echo what you'd said in terms of thank yous to our staff and everybody that's worked on things. Certainly know that the Public Works has a lot of work to do to get something like this ready to go. As far as I know, I didn't see or hear of any real major problems with anything police-wise, so it was a very successful 4th of July for West Burlington. And that also is a thank you to the people who attended and came here also. So. With that, do I have any citizen inquiries? If so, step up to our microphone here if you'd like to sit down there and give anything for reports, citizen inquiries. If not, then I'll move on to old business.
Your Honor, we have a presentation on the community reports.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that on my, yeah, okay. In that case, then the presentation would be,
Councilmember Covert?
Yep.
okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'd just like to discuss Linda Long, who is, all the council members know Linda for years. She was part of the 4th of July. I first met Linda probably in the early 2000s when my son was going over to Iraq. And she reached out to my family because she supports veterans. And she had an organization called SOFT. And Linda's just an awesome person. I know that she took her contributions and she contributed to veterans that were leaving and that were overseas and to their families. She was making contact with the families, make sure that they were all, if they had any problems, that she could work out for them. And it just, so anyhow, SOFT is supporting our families and troops is what it stood for. We lost Linda unexpectedly in September last year, and just so happens I received a letter from her sister who took over for her financing, and she made contact with me. And this month would have been Linda's birthday, and I received this letter right before July 4th, and I thought at that time I would wait. And but I'd like to read the letter first, and then the reason why. The letter is from her sister Patty Nordham, who lives in Waukon, Iowa. It goes, "Dear Ringo, it's my privilege to distribute the funds my sister Linda Long raised through her efforts to help southeastern Iowa veterans and deployed service personnel. Her mission in life was to support those who give us freedom. I'm proud of the dedication that Linda showed to the Burlington area military community. She was visible, assertive, and appreciated by the community. You obviously knew her for a long time and saw her for the patriot she was. I've sent contributions to the local Marine Corps League, the VFW, the Veterans Honor Guard, Blue Star Mothers of Iowa, Honor Flight of the Quad Cities, and City Hope Foundation. You and I talked of specific people in the community who could use help. Please use the enclosed funds accordingly to your best ability. I have complete confidence in your good judgment, and sincerely, Patty Norton. And I take this as a really serious thing. It was a large contribution, and I thought with the 2x4s group that was here, what better group where it could make an immediate impact on a veteran. And so I'd like to, go ahead and give the contribution to him, if it'd be all right. Stephanie Lester, if you wouldn't mind. And in a closed envelope, I had to cash a check, but it was a cash for $2,000 in memory of Linda Long.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and
we thank you for the family that really believes in what we do down here in East Iowa. And it's our pleasure to be able to use these funds to give a veteran a safe place.
I'm sure it's going to go to a very good cause, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That'll be the funds of the start of a house here in Burlington.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That will be the starting, so we can get that rolling, and maybe next year or somewhere, soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll go right here in Burlington.
We look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then I'll move on to our first item of old business. Consider a second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 55 to establish regulations for keeping chickens.
Your Honor, just to clarify,
Yes.
this is the ordinance council discussed voting down. The new ordinance is the last item on the agenda.
Okay. Seeing no proposal for this?
This one.
There is no
Motion, a
way.
motion to approve this one, or a motion to, no motion and just die for lack of a.
Dies for lack of a second.
It dies. I don't think we even have to have a vote.
Not if it dies for lack of a second.
Yeah, there's no second. So, item is not approved. We'll go on to number 2. Discuss wages for elected officials. Mayor, council, compensation, COLA, wage summary, things that have been attached. I thought of the items that we had here, the one that made the most impression on me was the cost of living adjustment from 8 years ago. But do I have any discussion on this?
Was 8 years ago when it was last adjusted? Did anybody look? That was when it was done?
2018.
2018.
18, okay.
And we would not be making an adjustment for now. It would be for the council that would be seated in
28,
January 2028.
28, yes.
10 years later.
10 years later. Seems to me that $50 bought a lot more 10 years ago than it does currently.
Well, I think we've been financially fiscal, maybe too fiscal, because we come for a council meeting and usually we'll have a work session attached before or after. And I think we have probably as many work sessions as we do budget work sessions. It seems like if not once a month, we have a work session attached to a council meeting. And I think for those instances, that should be $75, where you have an attached work session. Because some of our meetings can be lengthy and some can be short. So it kind of averages out. But I think for the mayor, who hasn't seen an increase, I think you need to be bumped up to $2 per capita at least, minimum. But I'm open to suggestions.
Well, I really liked Greg's idea of having it as a
Annual.
annual fee, whatever we decide to do, based on the average number of meetings and so forth. I think that seems fair. But I also thought if we weren't going to go that direction, I thought that anything to increase $50 over the 10-year period of time that it's been in place would be good. I'm not trying to push one particular number over another, but it seemed to me that at least a $10 increase would be something. And you really don't want people looking at city council and thinking, boy, I'm just donating my time essentially, because I can't feed my wife and I on $50 for a meal.
McDonald's?
Well, they're going up too. Yeah, I could.
I agree with Therese on the adjustment of the mayor's compensation. I think looking at the other cities that we had on the list, staying at 50, I'm not opposed to that, but I do think the mayor wage should be adjusted up. I could go up on council as well, but I do think the mayor's the one that, looking at this, needs adjusted.
I have no comment on that.
I agree with Andy and Teresa.
But I really would like to see $60 at least for council members.
I would agree, the mayor should probably go up too, and Teresa, I kind of like your idea of if there is a work session attached, if there should be more. I personally would not be opposed to staying at $50 per meeting myself. But I think if there's additional time included outside of the regular meeting, then we should probably have an increase.
You're just asking for half of that for a work session. That would be That's $75, right?
Well, I can go to 60 a meeting and 25 if there's an attached
Yeah.
work session.
Oh, okay. That sounds reasonable.
Because when we do a budget work session, an all-day budget work session, we're here for $50. But we could be here for 8 hours or 6.
Kathy?
For budgeting purposes, I think going to an annual would probably be the best. I mean, what that number is, I'm not sure, but
Well, how about this as a possibility? If we take our average amount that we've had for the last year or two that we paid out to each council member, and we simply gave them a 5% increase over that for the upcoming year, we're within the range that we're giving our city employees. And then you can revisit it in 2 years after that, but that does give them an increase and maybe makes up at least some for some of those other meetings.
Like, have that 5-minute meeting?
Ringo?
Angela, did you come up with what the annual salary was for council last year? Did I just overlook it?
Yeah, I was trying to find that too.
I thought
I'm
it
not
was
seeing
in
it.
here.
That's the estimated annual cost for 2026 divided by 5.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you
It was what?
a definite number here in a second.
A little less than $2,000 each.
What did you actually come up with, Andy, for an exact figure? Yeah, or did you? You said,
I didn't, I thought Angie was, sorry.
I'm sorry,
1973 and change.
1973?
And change.
Are you looking it up?
All right.
I was looking at,
1973 and change. I mean, the 5,000 and the 2,500 and the 6,000 and the 2,500, if you look at the attached communities, seems, I mean, if you're doing it on an annual basis, seems to be an appropriate, or seems to be a pretty consistent average in there. But it ranges, I mean, some of the newer ones, North Liberty was just recently increased on my list. Obviously, I mean, larger community. North Liberty's on the back there, they're at 12 and 5. That was updated, I believe, this past year, or before the current council took effect, obviously.
Well, I mean, the other thing that I was thinking of too is that we know very well that the inflation rate is going to go up at least 5% probably for this year, and then you have an additional year before that goes into effect for people. So if you even took the 1973 and gave a 5% increase, you're only looking at about $2,071. I mean, we're not, 5% is not much. And that's, I figure you're going to lose that much in cost of living this year.
Was that come out like $98.65 then?
Yeah, it comes out to $2,071.65, but I would say round it up to something other than that. But I don't think you're being physically irresponsible to increase the council members' monetary reimbursement. It just seems to me, after coming on 10 years here, I mean, $50 10 years ago, you see from that what you could buy with it. So I don't think you're irresponsible by increasing the council members' salary. I know, you never really want to increase your own salary, but
No, I don't. It's not us, though.
no, it's
I mean,
really
it doesn't
somebody
start for
else.
2 years.
That's right.
That's where it's a little different for Tony and Kathy, I understand, because you're kind of voting on yourself a little bit, but the other three of us may not be here, so. Well, I think we're all kind of in agreement on the mayor's side, it sounds like.
Definitely.
So maybe put something together in front of us to vote on, and we can vote her up or down.
Okay, and with that, then I will move on to new business. First item of new business is consider entering into a professional services agreement with RDG Planning and Design Incorporated for graphic design services related to the Trailhead Park project.
So move.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion?
This will allow us to take what we have, bring it up to finalize, I guess, to finalize the project, what's going to get put on the site. I mean, we have a good plan right now, but what we need is, more of an exact design, layout, conceptual plans that you can approve and we can move forward on. I'm utilizing the current numbers that we have, which need to be refined as well from the students. I've got 2 grant applications outstanding and 1 coming forward. And this will just allow us to finalize the concept and put it before you and identify the recommended alternatives for each of the component pieces. And to allow us to have some good, accurate numbers for those applications.
There's no, like, engineering plans in this, though, at all, right? It's just
No, this is the
presentation material.
conceptual piece. Most of the, I mean, for the horizontal infrastructure, we really won't need design plans. I mean, speaking, but the layout for the horizontal infrastructure, we'll need to make sure that the grade's appropriate, et cetera. So there may be some minor design work there, but for the horizontal, vertical infrastructure, excuse me, we won't need engineering for that. But it'll help us narrow down and define exactly what you want to put there. We have a great concept, but we need to define exactly what we're going to purchase, and concepts are going to be out there.
So within the horizontal, you're talking things like water, if we're going to have water in that and so forth?
Concrete layout, structure, those types of things, grading, site work, that type of stuff. We'll need some minor engineering on, nothing more than that. The horizontal or the vertical infrastructure is not eligible for, that'll be mainly through grants or city funding. And that, once we have a final concept, we'll be able to go out to and get multiple quotes on those items. And the seating items, the plants, et cetera, those will be working with somebody to define the list of what those are and getting quotes or estimates on each of those from multiple vendors. So there's different aspects for each component piece of the park.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Your Honor,
Yes.
maybe some of our audience may not want to sit through the whole
Yeah,
meeting
you're-
if you do not, you don't have to if you don't.
Okay,
Be
we just
here.
didn't want to be rude.
Oh, no problem.
Just didn't want to have to make you sit in a seat.
Yeah, especially on some of these
Thank,
discussions.
thank you very much.
Get up and leave, yeah. So thank you. But thank you again for the donation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, thank you. Number 2, consider entering into a maintenance contract with Electric Pump for the inspection and preventative maintenance of the lift station pumps.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Discussion?
We've, in the past, used Mississippi Valley Pump, and I think using these people, they're a little more expensive, but I think we'll get a lot better service, and they do a better inspection, and they change the oil in all the pumps, so I think it will be better off in the long run. And they also have other services that we can use for reprogramming some of our like water towers and SCADA systems that they can do at lower costs that the other company can't. So
Okay.
Where are these people located?
I think it's Des Moines.
Okay.
Yeah, Des Moines. I've talked to a lot of people that have used them, and that a lot of people have recommended them. So
Okay. Seeing no other discussion, roll call, please.
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Newberry,
Aye.
Diaz.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Consider the first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 75 of the City Code related to special stops by adding a special stop on the Ruthella Drive at Pennington.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion on this?
I used to live one house away from this intersection. And I got to tell you, where I live now, I see way more traffic issues than I ever saw there.
At that intersection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little surprised by this, but I haven't lived there in 15 years, so maybe it's quite a bit different than it was then, and it might be different right now during the pool days too. So if you think we need it, I'm with you. It
We
just
just
surprises me.
Received some complaints from neighbors in that area of increased close calls, and I encountered one of those in a fire truck not too long ago, also with a car heading northbound on Ruthella approaching Pennington, and I had to slam on the brakes of the engine. I wasn't running emergent either. I was just relocating engine from an accident, and about T-boned me in the middle of the intersection, and so it's
I've had 3 different people come up from that neighborhood and asked if there could be a stop sign there instead of a yield.
A lot of people don't pay attention to the yield signs. They just don't.
Yeah.
They go right through it.
That's the problem in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of people stopping, they just coast.
Coasting's better than barreling through, though.
True.
Okay, first reading, roll call, please.
Newberry,
Aye.
Diaz,
Aye.
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Number 4, consider a resolution waiving the second and final reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 75 of the City Code related to special stops by adding a special stop on Ruthello Drive at Pennington.
Motion.
Support.
Motion and support. Roll call.
Diaz,
Aye.
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Newberry.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay, number 5, consider a first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 55 of the City Code and adding a new Chapter 55A to regulate urban chickens.
Motion approved.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion of any kind?
I do. Imagine
Okay.
that. I drove around West Burlington, and there's like a couple of handfuls of lots that will not support chicken coop.
Backyard, right?
Right.
Backyard.
And I don't want to deny anybody who wants chickens. So I asked Greg to draw up this thing that you have in front of you for rear yard exceptions. Because otherwise they're gonna just miss out on all the cute little chickies. And otherwise it looks like we're just banning people that live on corner lots. Mostly it's the corner lots, especially around in my hood. And then I drove up and there's a house on the corner of Melville and Houston that has no backyard either. They have a side yard, but they don't have a backyard that would meet that 20-foot criteria.
So as long as they're not using their front yard, right?
Right, no front yards.
Okay. I think the appropriate way is for you to propose this
As an amendment.
amendment.
Yep.
And then have a second to that.
Okay.
No second?
So I will amend my motion to include this new section 6 to chapter 55A.07 with the exception.
Support.
Motion is support. Okay. I don't think I need to have a roll call on this portion of it as an amendment. So, all in favor signify by saying aye.
You probably
Aye.
should, you probably should,
Yeah,
actually.
Probably should?
Yeah.
All right. Roll call, please, then.
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
No.
Lees,
Aye.
Newberry. Aye. Diaz.
Aye.
Motion carries. So that's in with our first reading.
That's simply on the amendment, now you need it on the full motion.
What's
That was on the amendment, now you need it on the full motion?
On the full motion, yes. So do I have a, wait a minute, I already had,
We have a second.
all right, so I don't
Just
need
need a roll
another
call.
one, do I?
No, we just need a roll call.
Roll call for this, all right.
On the original motion as amended.
Original motion as amended, thank you.
Did that.
Roll call?
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
No.
Lees,
Aye.
Newberry. Aye. Diaz.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. That's the last item on our new business. Any citizen inquiries on upcoming items? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Motion.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 We will get 5 minutes, we'll go into closed session.